Hello everyone, and welcome back to the last in this series of singing lessons from English touring opera. I'm Fiz Buckland, this is Opera Dog, I'm a mezzo-soprano, and if you've been with me this whole time, I'm so proud of you. You're amazing and you've totally got this. Today I've got some hints and tips and tricks for you to help you feel really confident about setting foot in that rehearsal room with your choir for the first time in a really long time, and some fun little bits and pieces and warm-ups as well. So let's get started. Say bye. Bye. Now guys, I know you're all super excited to be getting back singing together in person again, but I bet that a lot of you are probably feeling a little, quite a lot, or really, really nervous about doing this. And I want to tell you right off the bat that that is totally normal. We all get nervous and it's fine. There are ways that we can work around it, and there are ways that we can even enjoy being nervous, because in this situation anyway, it's only really excitement, isn't it? Okay, so what I've got for today is a few physical things that we can do together to just help feel a little bit happier and more relaxed in our neck and in our shoulders. So the first thing, really simple, is to just give your shoulders a roll backwards 3 times. That's number 2 and number 3. Now let's go forwards. 1, really all the way up and all the way down. 2, remember to breathe. And 3, very good. Now, take your right hand and put it towards your left shoulder. And you see this little bit here? Before your bone starts, before your sort of arm bone starts, there's a kind of squidgy or tight bit here. Oh my goodness me, I'm quite tight. I want you to grab that with the palm of your hand and scrunch it. And we're going to scrunch it for a good 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, have a breath. Breathe out. And here we go. Scrunch and pull it upwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be quite uncomfortable. 8, 9. Let's go to 20. Then 11, 12. If it gets comfortable, squeeze a bit harder. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. And I'll give it a shake and a rub. Very good. Other side. Here we go. And squeeze. Pull it up, pull it in. 3, 4, 5. You got this. 6. Oh, this is tighter. 8, 9. If you want to move the shoulder around, that's okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Squeeze it. 16, 17. Keep breathing. 18, 19, 20. And release it. Very good. Next thing. Find your, can you see my shoulder's got a bit red now because I was squeezing so hard? That's what we're after. If you're good at it, or if you like it, you can get these 3 fingertips and really get in there to a little problem area. I've got a little one here. Let's do 20 seconds of that, just for those, those little knoblets in the shoulders. Oh, absolutely. Okay, next, I want you to find your collarbone here. I don't know if you can see on the camera, there's a little dip there. Can you find it? So here is sort of quite hard, and then there's a little dip underneath the collarbone. I want you to find that and get 2 fingers or a thumb or whatever shape it is. And we're going to press in there, and that's also quite uncomfortable, but lots of blood vessels and things meet in there, and we kind of release. Goodness me, somebody with more anatomical knowledge than me will have to tell me why this works, but it really does, right? Press in there really quite hard. Should be quite uncomfortable. Makes me feel a little bit something in my tummy and across my chest, but it's okay, go with it. We're gonna go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it be. And you might feel a little kind of sensation coming across there. Oh, and it feels lovely. I quite like it anyway. It's a bizarre sensation, but I like it. Other side. Here we go. 10 seconds-ish. Press it in. Allow the weirdness to be weird. Another 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, it's getting me in the back now. And release it out. Good. Give yourself some love across the chest. A little bit into the neck. A little bit into the glands behind the ears. Really well done. Into the back of the neck. You can take it to one side if you need to. Never use force or momentum, just always be gentle because we only get one neck. I'm going to go to the other side. Really good. Right, a few big breaths. Your turn. Another one. Now to here we go. And well done. Let's get into some vocalizations and warming up. So guys, I was thinking, what is the best way to warm up if you're a little bit nervous, a little bit unsure? And I thought, I like to warm up when I'm with somebody else. So we are going to warm up together, and as usual, pause the video, choose a different note if it doesn't feel right, you feel pain, you feel too much strain, you stop immediately, all of those sorts of things. Refer to previous videos because we're going to be doing a little bit of recapping. Okay, here we go, we're going to warm up together. Cool. First exercise, we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold it gently for a count of 4, and breathe out strongly to a okay? Refer to the first video on breathing. We've got loads of tips and tricks on how to do this exercise really safely and really well. Here we go, everyone. Breathe out. And in for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold it gently. 1, 2, 3. Out. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of the air. 6, 7, 8. Really well done. Now we're going to swap that for a v now, okay? Breathe out. In for 4. 1, 3, 4. Hold gently. 1, 2, 3. Strong v. Here we go. I didn't quite make it. I didn't breathe properly beforehand, but I really hope that you did. And I hope that you felt lots of buzz and lots of waking up in your face. Really good. Now we're going to take that V and we're going to start really low in the register. And we're going to go up as high as we can and come back down again, all in the space of those 8 beats. I'm going to do it properly this time. So I'll use my fingers to count. Here we go. Breathe out. And in. Well done. Good. Helping the tummy to start to engage. Remember to check the posture. Refer to previous videos as per usual. If you're standing or sitting, make sure you're standing or sitting really well. Now we're going to go up to 12 and we're going to take it even higher and even lower, if we can. Breathe out. And in. Hold. Out. Well done. Gosh, I had to work really quite hard there. Now some quick fire stuff. Just repeat after me. I'll do it twice. Listen the first time and you do it the second time. On an NG, you'll go. A little higher. And notice how I tried not to change my mouth shape too much at all. You'll go. Doesn't matter which note you ended up on, as long as you felt that tongue relax down. Very good. You'll go. Now remember what we said before about keeping those vowels in the same place even though they're at opposite ends of our lovely spectrum here. Oo and E, we want them to meet somewhere in the R space. Up we go. Listen. Your turn. And go slow if you need to. We're looking for continuity of vowel. You'll go. One more. Straight away, your turn. Altos, if you're watching this, remember what we said about passaggio. We might be into that kind of dodgy area. Slow it down, experience everything, leave it open, maintain. Last one. And. Your turn. Very good. One more exercise. Bella Signora. If you can't roll your R, don't worry. Just nice and simple. Bella Signora. Going up. Bella Signora. Bella Signora. Bella Signora. One more. Bella Signora. We're going to switch from 3 time to 4 time for you musos, and we're going to go Bella Signora. Here we go. Bella Signora. Here we go. Bella Signora. Enjoy yourself. Rejoice in that top note. Bella Signora. Last one. Bella Signora. Bravo! Let's get on to some tips and tricks. So here are a few hints and tips to help you feel really prepared for that all-important first rehearsal back. First off, the first thing you need to do needs to happen really early in the day of your first rehearsal back, and it is, of course, getting yourself hydrated. Now, if you're not much of a water drinker, set yourself a little challenge. fill up your bottle at lunchtime and tell yourself, by the time I leave for rehearsal tonight, I'm going to have finished this bottle. It's amazing how much better your voice will respond and how much longer it will go for when it's properly hydrated and properly lubricated. Now, second, can you guess? Yes, it's a pencil. Don't forget your pencil. My favourite ones are these kind here that have a rubber on the end and a retractable nib, because I'm forever breaking pencils and I make sure it stays sharp as well. Good. And lastly, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but make sure you're early or on time for your rehearsal, because you're going to want all that time beforehand to catch up with your friends that you haven't seen for so long. And you might not have time to do that afterwards. You might be scarpered off home for whatever reason. So get there early so you can take a breath, use the loo, finish your water, make sure you've got everything. Forget that you've left the oven on and run back home. Just make sure you've got time for all of those little things to go wrong so you can arrive fully relaxed. Well done. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this section is actually something that you can do during rehearsal, and that's about marking up your score. Now, make sure obviously that you write down everything the conductor tells you to do. But over the years, I've developed a sort of shorthand or symbols for various things that over the years have meant more and more to me. So if I write, for example, I'm just going to write it on this bit of paper here. If I write, oh gosh, you can't see it. If I write that, which looks like a sort of wrong way round 3, to me that means that the vowel is an open air sound. But it doesn't just mean that to me. To me it means, Felicity, you are much more likely to go eh and close it down too much. So think with the symbols that you are using, don't just copy the person next to you. Write something that means something to you, and over time they'll get shorter and shorter and shorter. And I think that's a really good tip for marking your score quickly, so you're not spending all your time writing out loads and loads of words. You can really listen to the conductor instead. And on that note, we're now going to we're going to return to our old friend Messiah, and we're going to use a tiny little portion to think about how we sing in a socially distanced situation. So in our second lesson, we talked a bit about how to really be your own leader and not rely on the person next to you for lots of help in a choral situation. But actually in a choral situation, the breath becomes really, really important. When you feel the person next to you, it all helps with the ensemble. When we breathe together, we sing together beautifully. So how do we achieve that in a socially distant situation? Well, we're going to have to be that thing that conductor wants us all to be, and that is having our beady eyes on them the entire time, which of course means that you have to be a little bit more prepared in your music, but that can only be a good thing, right? So if we haven't got that sense of ensemble breath together, what other things can we do? How do we come in alone on our part strongly and hopefully correctly? Well, before I do anything, I want to say that if you come in strong and wrong, imagine me in your head going woo, because a conductor can do so much more with a loud wrong sound than he can do with a tentative correct sound. He or she, I should say, or they. So I'm going to take a teeny little bit of Messiah and give you a little tip about how to come in correctly and strongly. We are in the movement number 4 and the Glory of the Lord, which in our Watkins Shaw Novello edition is on page 11, but we're going to look at page 12. Where did I find it? Yes, page 12. So if we start on page 11, amazing, altos get the first entry. And the glory of the Lord, the glory of the Lord. The conductor's brought us in, we're feeling great. And then we turn the page and suddenly we've got, so many bars of rest, and suddenly we come in with a shall be on a weird thing, and there's a D sharp to look at, and we panic and we wait for Brenda, who's really good, who always sits next to us, to come in really strong. But suddenly Brenda is 2 meters away. What are we going to do? Here's the tip. We have to look at it in advance. Or when the conductor is talking to another section of the choir, listen to that bit. And what we're going to do is look at the other parts and see where our part joins the melody. So it's not a beginning, but it completes or carries on what is already going on. So if we look at the top of page 12, the sopranos go, shall be revealed. Yeah, they've got the tune there. And then if you skip down to the basses, shall be revealed. So the basses carry on from the sopranos. Shall be revealed, shall be revealed. Can you see that? And can you see who has shall be revealed next? Us, altos. From the bass line, shall be revealed, shall be revealed, shall, and we're in. And suddenly you're not looking at those bars of rest and desperately trying to count them correctly. You're within the music. Right, if you've got that kind of range, then why not join me in the soprano and then the bass lines and then come in light and strong with the alto. Here we go. Shall be revealed, shall be revealed, shall be revealed, shall be revealed. And then we're into our beautiful syncopation there, and we're in and we're strong and we have joined the music. We haven't sort of come in a panic. Bravo. Now how I would write that in my score, for me, I'm going to just write it right now, especially for you. So I would put a little arrow towards the soprano line to say, look at the soprano line here. And then I would draw a line down to the bass line saying, read the bass line here. And then back up with a pair of glasses in the margin to say, you're next. Right, can we see that? Up to the soprano line, down to the bass line, and then a pair of glasses in the margin, back up, and we are in. So in lots and in a vast majority of music, you'll be able to find something like that where you don't actually have to sit in silence and count 1, 2, 3, 4 like a demon. You can be within the music and you just increase your enjoyment of it in that situation. And then you can keep your eye on the conductor because in your head you know what the melody is. You know, as I was doing before, our yabba dabba doobies are always helpful as well. Bravo. See if you can find in the repertoire that you're doing a little piece where you're a bit nervous and there's too many bars to count that are a bit scary, and just think about which bit of tune am I listening for, because that will always help you. Congrats, guys. We're going to do something a little bit different and a little bit fun now. See you in a moment. So I thought I'd end this group of singing lessons with a short gospel song that I often teach when people are feeling nervous or stressed or tired. It is so restorative to me and makes me feel great to sing it, and it allows you to just let loose, not worry about technique, not worry about anything, and it just helps you to really rediscover or remember the joy of just singing for pleasure. It's called I Don't, in an English accent, I Don't Feel No Ways Tired. But we have to kind of leave our Englishness behind, or wherever you're tuning in from, and find ourselves somewhere in the southern states of America. I don't feel no ways tired. And these vowels are important for this because they help to open everything up. So instead of I, it's ah. Can you say ah? Good. I don't feel no ways tired. And it's not tired, it's tired. Off you go. I don't feel no ways tired. And the first, where should we start? Let's start here, yeah. The first line goes like this. I don't feel no ways tired. Your turn. I don't feel no I've come too far from where I started from. Your turn. I've come too far from where I started from. My turn. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. Off you go. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Here we go. And I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. We're going to do 2 lines at a time now. Are you ready? Here we go. I don't feel always tired. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Oops, I did the whole thing. I was too into it. Let's just do the second half. Nobody told me 2, 3, 4. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. So the 4th line leads straight on from the 3rd one. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far. Good. Let's do it all, the whole thing. Here we go. And it's 1. I don't feel always tired. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Up we go. Oh! I don't feel always tired. Enjoy the top note. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. With joy, here we go. I don't feel always tired. I come too far from where I started from. And nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Majestically, I'm gonna move back. I don't feel always tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Believe whatever you believe, but believe it strong. I don't feel always tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Last time and 1. I don't feel always tired. I come too far from where I started from. Let me hear you sing. And nobody told me that the road, it would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far. Repeat, I don't believe he brought me this far. Come on! I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Well, guys, I have had the best time doing these singing lessons for English touring opera. I really hope you found them helpful, enjoyable, relaxing, reassuring, whatever you needed to take from them. I hope you found something and that you can really step into that rehearsal room with confidence and love and musicality and everything that you need, and that you really enjoy making some music. Thank you so much for tuning in, and it's goodbye from me and goodbye from her. See you later. Bye.